Dragonflies Den. We have to call it Dragonflies Den for obvious reasons. And the format of the event, very similar to what you've seen on the television. We've got 5 dragonflies here, and I'll ask them to introduce themselves in a second. But essentially we have got 3 participants who are going to pitch their ideas to the dragonflies, and at the end of that, whoever has given the best pitch and the dragonflies come to a view, they will win a range of prizes, and the prizes include £1,000 that's made up from contributions from each of the dragons. It includes a free website from Northwest Training Academy. It includes 1 year free HR from Duffy. It includes marketing services from Caluna and a Regis Gold Card from Regis. So good prizes there, well worth securing. So a big hand for everybody who's contributed towards that prize. The other thing to mention quickly as well is we've got charity today, Children Today. You'll have seen the bucket going around, so any contributions into that, gratefully accepted. So without further ado, shall we meet our dragonflies? If you could introduce yourselves, please.
Hi, my name's Elaine Jackson and I'm one of the directors and co-founders of Duffy Group, and we offer a range of services to the SME community. And our stand's over there, if people want to go and have a look after. Thank you.
Hello there, I'm Kay Waring. I'm a Business Development Manager for RBS Corporate, working in the SME sector, looking at businesses turning over from 250,000 right up to 70, 80 million.
Good evening, my name's Heather Carter, I'm from Caluna. We're a marketing company based in Crewe in Cheshire, but we actually help companies in the UK and internationally within the public sector, so many colleges we support across the UK, through to start-up businesses. So to give you a bit of a brief there, we were Lloyds TSB Prospect Finder for everyone that can remember going back to 2002. We were the solution that Lloyds TSB launched on a TV commercial called Prospect Finder, which allowed all their start-up or small business customers to outsource all their sales and marketing to our company. And seeing as everybody in this room is very northern, the way I would sum our service up is, to be honest, we take the bullshit out of marketing, because it's actually all based on common sense, marketing is, and good old-fashioned values. So we're really looking forward to this evening. Thank you very much.
Good evening, I'm Eric Henshaw, and I spent 31 years in the regional press, the last 9 of them as the MD of the Bolton Evening News. And I thought I'd leave the regional press before they caught up with me for the telephone hacking people like Keith Davis. So I decided to launch my own company, which was Business for Breakfast, which runs business referral networking groups, and we recently purchased a printing company that we now run. And I'm an non-exec director of Great Northern Publishing, which is a book publishing company in Yorkshire. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Dr. Chris Bamber, and clearly I'm the brains of the Dragon's Den today. Excuse me. I run OLC, the Organisational Learning Centre, a group of companies. We've got one college, independent college in Bolton, and currently we've got 400 students. So we're quite a big player in the educational scene. So what I'm looking for here in the Den is something that's got real merit and can really add something to the society. So thank you.
Right, thank you very much. You've met all our dragonflies now, and I really love that strapline. We take the bullshit out of marketing. That we really get that in. Okay. Without further ado, shall we meet our first contestant, our first participant? And if I could ask Tracy Watercore from Tracy Watercore Consultancy to come forward, please. And Tracy's business is essentially around how to achieve excellent customer service. So, Tracy, if you'd like to go on.
Can you give her a round of applause as well, please? All very nervous. Sorry, I haven't practiced this with my microphone. Hello, my name's Tracy Watercore, and I've just set up my own customer experience consultancy. So over the next few minutes, I'd like to tell you what value, and I apologise for my cards because I didn't want to awful, what value can be added to your business by using the services of a dedicated customer excellence consultancy. For the past 25 years, I've been passionate about customer service. I've been passionate about customer service and have experienced the good and the bad customer service and the effect it can have on businesses. I spent the early part of my career working for probably one of the finest hotel chains in the world. I then moved on to work for a small privately owned golf and country club. And then more recently I've been working, or was working for Bruntwood Estates. I'm sure you're all familiar with the atria here. And I worked in customer service, operational management in property, dealing with customer retention, corporate, residential and retail. I helped to develop and drive the brand standards in customer service, health and safety, compliance and staff management. It's my understanding that the small to medium-sized business doesn't have the time or the resources to concentrate on probably what is so fundamental, customer service. Therefore, my customer service consultancy can help SMEs achieve customer excellence. So who are my clients and what can I do for them? Well, local food outlets, retail, hotels, restaurants, car dealerships, hospitals, in fact, any company that deals with customers. The customers are the lifeblood of your business. Experience tells me that humans are emotional. We buy feelings and we buy solutions. Many businesses fall down on customer service for various reasons. Firstly, lack of staff involvement. Your staff are so important to you. No standards or expectations to maintain within the business. Poor working environment, which could create low staff morale. Disgruntled customers because of bad first impression, and ultimately poor business performance and bottom line. In today's environment, customer service has become a little cliche and everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. However, is excellent customer service what you say or what you do? There are clearly many successful people in the room here today, which is very nerve-wracking. So what can my service do for you? Well, many years' experience and a passion for customer service. I work closely as a dedicated consultant to identify the strengths and weaknesses in your current customer experience. Regular one-to-ones with clients to update them and to identify and set targets and standards, and to offer a bespoke package specific to the needs of the client. One size does not fit all. Working together, I offer my clients the opportunity to excel at customer service for a planned programme, or using a planned programme, through mystery shopping, customer research. I create a planned perfect premises process, which is to identify your brand standards, and it's a powerful tool. That process is vital to your business. And ongoing auditing. It's not sufficient to just have good standards, you need to maintain and continually monitor. I have a great network of contacts that I deal with and work with, and if anybody has property issues, for instance, they may take up an awful lot of time dealing with their landlords. It's very important. Or even operational facilities management you may be responsible for. Then I work very closely with a property surveyor, and Mike Morgan is here with me tonight, and he has Mike Morgan Surveyors. Similarly, HR consultancy. It's very important. Your staff, your employees are your business, but they take up so much of your time, so we can help you with that. I believe people like to deal with people. Therefore, people they can trust, rely on, with whom that they can build a positive, productive, professional and fun working relationship to grow your business. Thank you.
Hello, thank you for that pitch. Very good. You talked about everything and all sorts of things except finance. You've not mentioned any financial figures, what your projected turnover is for the coming year and subsequent years. And I presume you're going to be charging out as a day rate.
Well, it will all
So
depend.
how competitive are you going to pitch a day rate that's all about quality and maybe a high day rate, or would you be looking at, in these austere times, something that's highly competitive. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I've looked at a lot of competitors in the industry. There's a lot of big boys out there in the industry, but very few independents. And one of the things I said was that no size fits all. So it's very important to get to know the client, understand their wants and needs, and also to cost accordingly. So I can offer bespoke costings. It depends whether it's going to be charged out on a daily rate, because it depends on the business. There may be proprietors that have 6 retail outlets. I will work out how much basically it's going to cost or time for each of those outlets and come up with one figure for them. But it will be based on the individual customers.
Okay, and the other part of the question, turnover predictions.
Turnover, it's still early days as I've just set up, so I'm working on that at the moment, and I've got some figures that I'm going to speak to the bank about. So yes, I have.
Do you want to
nothing
tell us the
concrete.
figures?
I don't have anything concrete at the moment, so I apologise, as it's early days.
No, it's not cruel, it's business.
I knew you'd ask me things like that.
Well, if you knew, why didn't you come prepared with some answers?
I apologise. Gosh, that's cruel.
You're in the Dragonflies Den now.
I thought it'd be softer than this.
Oh, okay, any more questions?
Hi Tracy, he's the hard man, I'm the soft one, so you're okay. What would you say are your 3 key goals going forward in your business?
My goals really are to achieve a reputable consultancy to local businesses, to small SMEs, and a good reputation of working closely with them to build businesses, and I feel very proud of them.
You mentioned some business sectors that you were targeting. How many of those have you actually got on board at the moment?
I've got 2.
Yeah.
I've got 2. I'm working on the 3rd, so it's retail outlets and central.
And is there any particular size of business that you're pitching at?
I'm not going to go too big, because the last thing I would want to do was sacrifice the dedication of the relationship that I have, so it gets too big. I want to make it very personal. So small to medium size. For instance, retail outlets may be the maximum of about 10 shops, 10 outlets.
How many staff have you got at the moment?
At the moment, there's myself, and I will draw on a fabulous network of contacts that I have actually in consultants.
These pair are good, aren't they?
Are you going to be even better?
How do you follow that? I wanted to give you actually some advice, really, because you're really personable, and we live in a day and age where consultancy to many people has a very high price ticket on it, and I think if you're looking to engage with the small to medium enterprises, which is obviously where you're looking to take your business forward at this current time, as you said, I would look at more of a softer approach with an, as I term it, a storyboard when you're going to market.
Yeah.
And if you win this tonight, we can talk about that forever after, you know, we can have that session. But my honest opinion would be advisor is quite advisory type of role that you're offering within your business would actually probably fit that SME marketplace.
Yeah.
Because consultancy is a bit,
advisory.
it's a bit harsh nowadays, a bit hard, you know.
That's the advice I think.
Yeah, that's fine, absolutely
Thank you
fine.
very much.
But you did very, very well. I wouldn't like to stand up there, so well done.
What sort of business advice have you taken to come to where you are now?
Well, as I say, I have probably spent 20 years in customer service, and I'm passionate about customer service. My colleague I used to work with in Broadwood, customer service has been the forefront of my role. Customer service manager for managing property. Retention of customers is actually quite important. So the fact that I'm passionate about customer service, I feel I can offer to customers to bring it. Sorry, I'm losing my
No, it's okay. I've no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Like Heather said, you know, you're very personal people. I'm a great believer people do buy people and are prepared to do business with people that they get on with. So I have no problems with that side whatsoever. You'd be absolutely fine. But from running a business point of view, have you got an accountant in place? Have you got someone who's offering you proper advice?
Yes, I have actually. I've just acquired an accountant. I've got a meeting with the bank tomorrow. I've got some advisors and people that I've worked with in the past that are certainly helping me and advising me. So, you know, I
Just from an advice point of view,
Yeah.
when you're going into the bank, go in with
Yeah.
fully prepared,
Yes,
business plan, where you are, what you want to achieve, how you're going to get there, how viable is it, and can your business sustain it?
Yeah.
Are you looking for funding, or is it going to be self-funding? Or?
At the moment, it's self-funding.
Okay.
Yeah. So I take on board your comments. Thank
That's
you.
fine.
Thank you for that. God, you must have been so nervous. I would
Can
have been.
you
I
tell?
was sat here. I was going to ask the finance question as well, but I was going to do it a bit politer. I wasn't going to be as cruel. One thing I'm interested in that you mentioned about the mystery shopping.
Yeah.
Talk me through how that's going to work, how you do that.
Well, I've already started that with one of my clients. There are probably 10 outlets that they have, and I visited. Just go in and actually experience the outlet. So go in, shop, buy, sit down, eat, get a feel of it, the ambience, the entrance, the standards, the cleaning standards, the staff. It's the staff that are so important. Would I go back to that outlet, etc.? So that's initially the first part of my role in the programme of 4 events. So once I've done that, also I can do the customer research. So that can be, comment cards are so important to act upon because customers like to be listened to, and if clients are responding to comment cards and any feedback that I can offer them, that helps. So that's the mystery shopping.
That's brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I just ask questions? What are you actually doing to go out and win your customers? How do you do that?
Right, I've got quite a lot of contacts for word of mouth from where I am. Networking, I'm going to a lot of networking events now and making contacts. People that I've dealt with in the past that I've known and worked with and know me for my customer service excellence, contacting them. So it's meeting up, word of mouth, and getting to a lot of networking events.
And you said you've got 2 clients at the moment. How
Yes.
many clients do you need by the end of the year to make your business viable?
I would like to think I'd look at 20.
20, you've got 2 now. How long have you been in business?
A month and a half.
And do you think you can hit that target?
I hope so. I want to achieve that.
Another round of applause, thank you.
Tracy. Okay, you've got a chance to recover now. Yeah, absolutely. Right, are we ready for the next participant? Dragonflies making their notes and finishing off after their questioning of Tracy. Okay. Next participants are Phil Hodson and Carl Winrow from Garant Specialist Solutions UK Limited, and they're involved in bespoke security solutions. So a round of applause for Phil and Carl. Let's make your pitch.
Is this the X-Man spot? Good evening. I'm Phil Hodson. This is Carl Winrow. Before we start, I think it's worth saying that this is not practiced, rehearsed. We have no notes, so this is an ad-lib. I can't tap dance, so I'm going to have to speak. Well, our company has just started 3 months ago, and what we offer are bespoke security solutions. But what is worth mentioning is the fact that between us, with 50 years previous police experience and 5 years experience within the security industry, what drove us to form our own company 3 months ago was what we considered perhaps some security companies weren't performing the way we would have wanted to perform. So we left and we've decided on our own agenda with our own way of doing things. What we offer people is a bespoke, and I use that word quite regularly, solution to any security problem or need that they have. In terms of, for instance, we do CCTV, and what we look at on CCTV installations is renewable energy in terms of solar paneling, solar powered. We're just investigating the possibilities of that at this stage. Is it a viable prospect for a greener footprint? And secondly, of course, there's event safety and event security. And then it goes on from that, the financial investigation side, accident investigation, and of course witness investigation and interviewing and taking statements. That's all part of our previous police experience which can come into play. And we also do asset security and asset recovery. In that is, if a company hires or rents or whatever their contractual obligations are with their particular property, whatever that may be, and within the terms of that contract it's not returned and they find it difficult to recover, and some corporations find it very difficult to find the time to actually get along with that, is that they contact us and we go through the paperwork to ensure that it's all contractually correct, which I'm sure it will be, but we need to know what their powers of recovery are, and then we would act on their behalf to recover it, without involving the bailiff courts and so on. So we would do it at that level. And that's where we are with things. At the moment, we've two contracts. We've just completed one. It's a London firm at Nottingham. We will be doing more work for them on the events side. Events include street events such as music festivals, lights switch on, and greenfield concerts. But what we don't want to do is get into the really large sorts of events of 20,000 people and above. But what we want to do as a company is remain on a personal basis with the customers and not become some monolith of a company whereby you phone this number and you deal with this person that you don't know and you send in your request for your particular security need. We intend to deal with it on a very personal basis. And you might think and sit there and say, well, that's all well and good now, but what happens when you grow and you expand? Well, we hope to then, if that happens, we hope to then introduce systems whereby people will be responsible for each customer. So that customer then will be dealing with someone they know and not faceless person from the next car.
Yeah, at the stage we're at the moment, we are developing the business and going back to the green footprint with the CCTV. At the moment, this is in the investigatory stages. It is looking quite positive and it can be cost effective. Obviously, with the customer's view on things, what we have found is they are looking to advance with the technology that is here today. And obviously that's the reason why we've gone along that path towards a greener solution to such a simple thing. One thing we are quite focused on is we will be seeking contracts throughout the country, but what we need, or what we are aiming to do as we speak now, is recruit local staff for the local jobs. That is imperative. They know the area, they know the people, they know the traditions for the area, and that is one of our key business plans, is to use the local people for the local jobs.
Sometimes it's difficult for people to understand who are in a static business, the nature of the security business, that you don't always have the same contract in the same place all the time. You may have a contract for 2 days or 3 days, but the staff are transient in terms of you'll have a regional staff. You can have a local staff for a local event, but you'll have regional staff for a regional event. So, you know, as a company, you could say, well, we live in Bolton, so we're just going to employ Bolton staff. Well, you might have jobs, let's say, in Manchester, you might have jobs in Burnley, you might have a job in Sheffield, so you have to be able to look at what staff suits which job. But that's such as for events, might be sporting events or concerts or things of that nature. So your staff have got to be transient, they've got to be skilled, and they've got to be licensed. But also, if you get contracts whereby it's a static contract, that is to say that you are asset protected, then the employment basis will be locally within that, for that purpose. So if you think back of the recent disturbances that's been on the TV in the various areas in this country, if you've got security on site, if it's required, and they are local, and you've got local people, they are in a good position to recognise certain people who may be offending against your own property or your own assets. So there's a lot of that to consider as well.
Thank you. Can we have another round? Round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you for that, and again, it must be really nerve-wracking stood there. Just a couple of questions. Again, you didn't mention anything about finance. I'm not going to dig as deep as the one on the other end there, but how are you going to...
We are self-financing.
Right.
What we've done is we've pooled our personal assets and set this company up on our own behalf without having to go capping onto anyone. So the way we run this company is very fiscally tight in terms of what we spend as everybody. financial analysis.
Good. And how are you going to get new business in? Have you got a business plan down of how you're going to
We
actually...
have a website, advertising and marketing. The usual basic marketing processes such as mail shots, the website advertisements and so on. And even cold call, whatever methodology is going to work for us, then that's what we're going to do.
And last one, because I know people want it. You mentioned about licensing, that the staff have to be licensed, obviously. How long does that actually take from when you take a member of staff? I know you're saying you want to have them locally in each area. So if you were taking staff on, like say in Sheffield, and they've got to get the licences that they need to do the security protection, how long will that take?
Well, what happens with that is you advertise for already licensed staff.
Right.
If you advertise for unlicensed staff, you have to go through quite a lengthy process because, of course, there's got the CRB checks, which is like 5 weeks. And, of course, then they have to do an SIA course, which is 2 weeks, and then the SIA licensing, which could take 2 weeks. So you could be looking at 10 weeks from start to finish. However, on advertising for local staff, you would primarily advertise for already SIA licensed staff. And each member of staff who does apply, and we apply this quite strictly, is that each will be interviewed.
Right.
It will not be a case of like some companies, you tick this box and you go through, and if you fit that particular profile, then you move on. Well, no, you make an application, and we do it pretty old-fashioned because it's important, the way we see it, that the staff are the face of the company. Because it may be just one person there, but they are the face of our company, so we have to have the right person in the right job, with the right attitude.
Thank you so much.
So what's your unique selling point? Why would I choose you to do my security above anybody else that's out there? What makes you stand out from the crowd that's going to make your business a success?
Well, we do not use what we term as jacket fillers for any event. We pick the staff for that job. What you get with some companies, and I don't wish to deride anybody of this, because if you have to fill 100 courts, then that's what you have to do, to fill 100 courts. We do not want to go down that line, or have to do that. So we're looking at coming to see you when you asking us what we can do for you, and then we will do a very sort of tailor-made security job for you, which is not applicable to anyone else.
And how do your prices compare then to other security firms out there?
Well, our prices will be comparable.
Right. So you've done your research to find out what the people are charging so that you're comparable?
Because each job is different, because the demands are different and the risks are different, so the price has to reflect that because of the risks in there.
Hello, gentlemen. The question I'd like to ask is, do you have a clear business objective of what aspirations you're looking to achieve from a turnover perspective within your first financial year? I know you've been going 3 months, but do you know where you want to get to within your first financial year, as you said?
Well, very loosely speaking, I would suggest about 70k.
Okay, and typically what type of, and I know this can be as how long's a piece of string here, but what average order value do you look to attract with the customers that you're looking to engage with?
That's exactly what you said. Because each job is different. I mean, one person there, and it may be the corner shop. This is the point we're making. It may be the corner shop, and he wants some security after 6 o'clock at night until 10 o'clock at night, and that may only bring in £100. But the point is that we can tailor-make. We're not too big to not deal with this chap. We can go and tailor-make it and say, yes, we can provide a member of staff for that job, for you, over that period of time.
Okay. My point I'm making really, just to give you some support here really, is to the guy in the corner shop, that's all great. But if, you always have to reflect back on your data. And this is all about the position in the market. They all tie up together, if you like. So I'm saying I don't speak bullshit in marketing, but it might sound a bit like this if I'm not careful. What I'm trying to say to you is, ideally you're better focusing on 7 new contracts at 10k a piece to put your effort in to hit your financial turnover within your first financial year than actually target a lot of these businesses that may not have a value attached to them.
I understand that completely. That is clearly the target we're looking at. But also, it's not to discount the man in the corner shop. That's the point I'm making to you. We will look at that, and we will take those on, and those will be the ones that we go for, because that's where the money is. But the point is, where the service level is at the guy at the corner shop, and where the community is at the guy at the corner shop. That's the point I'm making. That's the different selling point that we have to the bigger companies, because perhaps the bigger companies wouldn't look at this guy and say, well, it's not financially viable to do that. Well, it's within our financial viability because we don't have the massive overheads that these monolithic companies have.
Okay. So currently you say that you're, just from a marketing perspective, you're cold calling at the moment. How are you actually taking your business to market? How are you targeting companies? What kind of message have you put together? Can you give me a quick brief on that?
Well, what I'll say to that at the moment is not quite finished. It's just on the development stage. It's virtually finished. The website is virtually finished. The mail shots are virtually finished. The marketing strategy is virtually finished. We've been building this very, very slowly, of course. We're not wanting to be running into the market, putting some big guns and not be able to fulfil anything we've got and just talk, as you put, bullshit. We're not going to be that sort of company. We want to mean what we say and be able to achieve what we say as well. So our marketing strategy is not quite finished, and the mail shots and the information sheets is not quite finished, and we're not going to put them out there if they're not finished. And that's just about, we're just about where we are. We are actually on the cusp of moving forward into that.
Okay, okay. Have you, sorry, because I love this, so my apologies here. I'm genuinely trying to help you here, but does your marketing plan to me, and this is personal because I'm self-taught. I came from a family business before I started my company 15 years ago. But I always use the term loosely strategy because I believe marketing plans evolve. Yeah. And that is very much based on the customer dictates, and that's all about your data. So the piece of advice that I would give you here is when you're looking at your marketing plan, reflect back on it every quarter. Yeah, and please ensure that your data and who you're looking to target as your ideal customer profile for growth reflects back in that marketing plan, because the two have to go side by side, otherwise it doesn't work. It's really, really important that you look at your data versus your marketing plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Hi, Phil and Carl. Were you both serving police officers before you went into business?
Yes, yes. I served for 30 years.
Yeah.
And Carl did 20 years.
So what experience or training did you gain before you started the company off?
In terms of?
Well, did you seek any advice or training to help you run the business?
No.
And you say that you won 2 contracts. How did you actually win them? What did you guys do personally to fulfill those?
Right, we both worked in the events security industry for 5 years, and it's as a result of generating contacts from that and the performance that we put in personally for the contracts that we managed for another company. And those people have come to us and asked for us to do their events personally, as opposed to any advertising on personal recommendation and personal performance that they come back to us.
How much did these contracts yield?
Well, the first contract was 20,000, and the second contract is not disclosed.
Your target is around 70,000.
Yes, realistically. I mean, I could pull any figure out at the end, but I'm not going to do that.
And is there an average contract size that you're actually aiming at, or is it 10,000, 20,000?
Yes, well, I mean, I think we've covered that very well. Usually about 10,000, but that can vary. So much depends on the job. For instance, if you need to get 7,000 to 10,000 pound contracts in a year, fine. That's well and good if you get the 10 contracts. However, you might only get offered so many at 5,000 or so many, or one at 15,000. It depends. It's a very difficult area to target and keep it in a narrow band. It's very difficult to do that because of the industry that you're in.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, here we go. Right. What are you a limited company or a partnership or?
It's a limited company.
What's the name of the company?
It's Durant Specialist Solutions UK Limited.
Well, that's a real mouthful, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Yeah.
However, the 2 trading names are GSEC and GSOL.
What a mess that is. So you've got a limited company with 2 trading names, and you've got a guy who's he? Phil, Carl. Who have we got at the end?
That's David.
That's David. Okay, yeah. And how does David fit into the?
Well, David works for us.
Yeah.
And he's one of our employees.
Okay. And how many employees in total?
Well, we've got 40 on the books now.
You've got 40 on the books as associates, as not as PAYE.
No, they are not PAYE.
PAYE, sorry, yeah. Okay, okay. Are you registered for VAT?
No.
No.
73,000 turnover.
So is that the reason why you're looking at 70,000, or is that just coincidence?
That's just coincidence.
Just coincidence. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's it for me. Thank you very much for the question.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Well done, Phil and Carl. It is getting like the real thing, isn't it? It's all getting very intense. Blimey. Okay. Got the opportunity there to finish off your notes. Are we ready for the next participant, our final participant? Okay. Final participant of the three is Nikki Ford. Now, Nikki runs Nikki Ford Events, which is a corporate events organisation and management. So, Nikki, do you want to come forward and give us your pitch? Welcome, Nikki. Well done.
Hi, my name is Nikki Ford, as you just said. I'm here today to present my new business, Nikki Ford Events. The idea for this came, I was running previously a business and we did corporate golf gifts, and a lot of our customers said that there was an awful lot of work involved in organising a golf day, which took obviously a lot out of their working days. And then at the event themselves, they wouldn't actually get to spend that much time with their guests because they were running around sorting out, you know, when the dinner needs to be done and everything like that. I've played and been involved in golf for about 23 years, and I've competed at top level all over the world, which has given me a lot of contacts within the golf world, and also from my previous business, I have a lot of contacts within the gift industry. This puts me in a strong position to offer quality advice and prices that can often be cheaper than clients can book at themselves. There are around 7,000 corporate golf days in the UK each year. The main purpose is obviously to thank previous customers and encourage new business, which means that owners and managers need to spend as much time as possible with their with their guests at the event. To organise an average golf day, a business would need to decide on many factors, including the date and location, the number of guests, whether they want to play 18, 27 or maybe 36 holes, what competitions to run, and what food you're going to serve and when you're going to serve it, what gifts and prizes to offer, if you're having any corporate signage at your event, and also then you've got to deal with your invitations, your tea times, and what groups you're going to put who in to benefit you the most. From an initial consultation with the client, I can advise on each point using knowledge from previous experience, and then once a decision's made, I'll then organise and manage every aspect right through to the day itself and actually be on hand at the day. That's the key difference between myself and a lot of other event management services that I've researched. A lot of them are predominantly just booking agents, so you'd go to them, they book things for you, but then there's no actual flexibility or personal support at your event itself. That's what I do basically, that's the main difference. Alongside that organisational support, I can also offer a variety of services, including graphic design, so to make sure that all your corporate logos are ready for printing, advice on venues, your gifts and your prizes. I can teach golf, so you know, golf tuition at your event if you want that, your room and prize table decoration, and also the flexibility to create completely bespoke events that exactly match any client's needs. I want to concentrate initially on Northwest business, which will hopefully bring some extra commerce into the local economy. Bolton itself actually has 6 golf courses that you can use for golf days currently. Although I would obviously eventually like to expand and cover other areas of the country, I want to use Northwest providers as much as possible. Through my previous experience and an apparent gap in the market, I will be concentrating on golf days and specialising in that. Although I've already discussed links and arranged some things with people that do paintballing, go-karting, there's cocktail making experiences, outdoor activities, and I'm also able to organise gala and charity dinners. Sorry, I'm so nervous. As mentioned before, I'm really flexible and passionate about creating high quality events that completely suit a client and their guests' needs. I want to try and make corporate events as accessible as possible. If I was lucky enough to win the prizes on offer today, it would mean it'd give me a real boost and a great head start by meaning I can purchase things like a computer and software, get me up and running, implement and concentrate my marketing plan and improve my website. Thanks for listening. I was going to say I would invite any questions, but I'm not so sure now. I don't know if I want to.
Thank you very much for that pitch, Nikki. That was a very good insight into what you've done and what you wish to do. I'm interested in golf, but I'm also interested in lots of other things. Would you look at maybe expanding your portfolio from golf to other areas?
Definitely, I'll just shout.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm concentrating predominantly on golf days because that's what I know. I've been in golf all my life, basically. So I've been in and around golf days. I've organised other golf days. But I already have discussed, I mean, there's a paintball company that run nationally. I've already discussed like an 80% price reduction with them, so I'm ready to go paintballing, which I know is becoming very popular, especially for team building. Really, anything. If you said to me, right, I want an event doing this, that and the other, I'll go and do it for you. I'm not specific to golf days, but I always thought, think, if you're going to set up on your own in your own business, do what you know.
Yes.
So
yeah.
I'm doing what I know.
Is your company named Nikki Ford Events?
Yeah, it's not very imaginative, I know. But
no, but I think it seems it works for me. It does work, yeah. I'd just like to go back to my usual question about turnover.
Yeah.
Have you thought about your first year's potential income?
What I've done is I have some rough ideas because it's very difficult. I spoke to somebody at the bank and also Blue Orchid, the business people, they're like Business Link, I think, and they're helping me out with that. I want next year, which I can't really kind of start trading until next year because we're a bit late for golf days now. I can, but it's going to be next year really before I start really kind of doing any events. I'm hoping to do between 5 and 10 events on an average of around about £2,000 an event. Hopefully some will be a bit more expensive, but some might be less. But I've had to take an average because I could go to you might want an event that costs £3 grand, and then somebody else might want one that costs.
So you're looking at a turnover of between 10, 20,000? Ish.
Like I said, I want, because there's only me, and because I've run a business before doing the gifts, I was really involved in sort of bringing it together and the day-to-day running, but I've never sort of done it completely kind of by myself. So I want to keep it sort of starting small and then get more as I go on, because I want to concentrate on making sure that each event is right rather than booking 50 events and then not being able to take care of them properly.
Okay, I think you're absolutely right. I'll give the other dragons an opportunity to build on these questions.
Hi Nikki. So you're not actually trading at the moment then?
No, not at the minute. I'm sort of just setting up as we go.
So what makes you think then that you can persuade corporate clients to come to you to take these events on?
I've done it before with other teaching places. I've always kind of been involved in kind of corporate environment. I'm sorry, I pressed it on the bottom, yeah, sorry. Yeah, with my previous business, we basically started from nothing, and it was all very kind of corporate clients that we were going to. So I know what it takes to sort of talk to people.